Alright, hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Alright, this is a follow-up to the previous one that I had made, and we'll go over that really quickly here. They released some patch notes. Of course they did. Not too long after I went and did that one, so where is it at here? Here it is. Okay, this is the one I did in a previous video discussing this Overflowing Arsenal event. Got to see this as soon as reset hit for the week, so this was cool. I thought, all right, and then started to speculate and put some thoughts together on it. Now, lo and behold, let's get to the patch notes. I do have I could do a side-by-side comparison, but honestly, there's not too terribly much different between the two sides of the global and the Chinese patch notes. So, I mean, here, I can put them both on screen if you really want to see them, but kind of gonna mute things here, and you're not really missing anything all that important. Yeah, there's not really much here and there, but anyway, nonetheless, we'll go over it regardless of the fact. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with we got the server maintenance, which is funny because the timer that we have currently in game is for the server maintenance on the 21st, and it's not even showing a timer for this one at all, which is in a couple days. Hilarious. All right, so Overflowing Arsenal limited time event. Here we go. Let me slide it over here just to have it even. And you can look at it for yourselves. I'm not going to read too much of the Chinese notes on the right here. It's Google translated, so it's a little rough, of course, as always. There's really not much they said here. However, there is one thing of very important note here, and this is what kind of sucks for us OGs. You can get up to 24 legendary equipment in 18 sets. Okay. In addition, here it is. Here's the kick. Here's the kick in the nuts. In addition, all of the above equipment can be selected by essence or set category. The self-selection list. The self-selection list includes all the legendary essences and sets launched before April 2023. What are they thinking? That's last year. April of last year. Not even this year. April of last year. What are they thinking? This is definitely a catch-up mechanic and catch-up event for new and returning players. It's going to obviously continue to favor them more. But the big takeaway from this is, more than likely, we are going to reach 400 Paragon for Inferno 2 during this event. So the thing that we will get out of this, we won't get new essences out of it, unfortunately. That's just a given. But we will at least, hopefully, get higher stats for the new difficulty we will be going into in the process of this event. That's the only thing that we can get as the OGs, unfortunately, I think, in the long and short of it. It does kind of suck, but there it is, explained in the Chinese patch notes. They don't explain that anywhere over in the global. So that's one thing to take away from this. Okay. All right. Now let's go back to the global notes. Moving on. Now we get to see, okay, it's running from the 7th of August to September 4th. And complete 5 weekly tasks up to 4 times each, earning overflowing tokens for your valor. These tokens, they don't say exactly how many either, for turning them in. So these tokens will help you progress towards milestones that provide you a choice between 2 item rewards. The items will always be either legendary or set rarity. Well, in this case, you can see here is the milestones. 14 milestone rewards. All right. That can be completed up to 3 times, it says, which is very interesting. So here we go. Round 1, milestone 1, is a legendary helmet or a legendary chest armor. So one or the other. Round 1, milestone 2, is a chest armor again or shoulders. As you can see, they kind of overlap. So take that for what it is. Now, what else we got going on? And then further on down the list, it doesn't get to milestone 7 is when you get the set pieces. All right, so then there's that. And then everything from that point on is pretty much set pieces. And then it comes back around at the very round 1 milestone 13 and 14, helmet and chest armor, shoulder and pants again. Now, additional adventurers can receive an additional reward for how consistently they protect Sanctuary. If you just by logging in on a Saturday, so any Saturday during this monthly event here, you will get 50 overflowing tokens on a Saturday just by logging into the game. 5,000 gold and 10 beguiling dust. So for those of you who really want to casual this, you'll at least get 1 draw, because I think you need 50 tokens, which it says, I do believe, somewhere on the Chinese notes here. Where's it at? I saw it before. I think it requires 50 tokens per milestone. Oh, here it is. For every 50 essence brand, it's called essence brands over here in the Google Translate. For every 50 tokens accumulated, you can choose a legendary equipment or set. So you need 50 for each one of these milestones. Okay, now you'll get 1 draw just by logging in on a Saturday, but that's all you'll get. So if you want to casual go about it and just do the, log in once every Saturday during this month event, then you'll get a draw per each Saturday. But obviously you want to do a little bit more than that. Now, this brings me to this little picture here. I'll blow it up a little bit. As you can see, defeating, you see in the top corner here, defeating any monster during the event has a chance to drop overflowing tokens, up to 140 bonus each week. So you can get an additional 140 tokens, not just from completing the tasks, but from defeating mobs, probably elite packs. So there you go. You get another 140 tokens right there. So knock it out even faster. So take that for what you will. Now, if you really want to speed through it, this is how they want to get you. They're offering a bundle, of course. Of course they are. Right here. Available for 160 Eternal Orbs. Players can purchase a Legendary Crest bundle. That comes with 150% overflowing token acquisition bonus, which is 50% faster than normal. But does that really sound all that? Not really. It's up to you. Like, I always say, it's your prerogative. Do what you want with it. But honestly, meh. And then that's it. Yeah. So if you want to go faster, of course, for the pay to wins out there and what have you, do the 160 Eternal Orbs, I guess. It's not all that much, but at the same time, it's like, oh, you're getting 50% boost. So, okay, there you go. Now, if you see the picture again as well, it shows like the challenge tasks basically include 2 times it shows right here of Tomb, Dungeon, 3 times it shows of the Rapids. You're getting 10 tokens per run. And then the last one on that list for the challenge tasks, maybe for the day or for the week, who knows, because these are going to refresh, is 4 random dungeons. 4 random dungeons. So there you go. That's how this is going to go about. This is the panning out of the stuff. Again, like I said, this is basically another catch-up event for new and returning players. And like I said, one more time, for us OGs, it's just going to be waiting until we get to that 400 Paragon mark and then hopefully taking advantage of this and snatching the stuff up. Hopefully this stuff doesn't disappear. If it does, I'll obviously do another follow-up video once this goes live to see how it's going to go about. If we have to choose this stuff before the week's up, then so be it. But if this carries over throughout the entire event, that would be great, because then at that point I would basically just be holding on to these tokens and waiting until the very last minute to grab them all up once I reach 400 Paragon. That's the plan still for me going forward. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Well, again, this is the only thing I'll have to wait for another couple days and wait and see when this goes live. That's the only way to see how that's going to go. All right, moving on. Not really too much in the Chinese patch notes to discrepancy-wise, so we're just going to go over the rest of this stuff in the patch notes really quickly. Not going to miss too much. This was the biggest topic of it all. Like I said, I wanted to do a follow-up and a proper one at that to hash it out as best as possible now that they've finally released the patch notes, of course, after the fact. So yeah, so that's enough on that. Hopefully that's more than enough on that. This one, Phantom Market kind of event, whatever other treasure trove nonsense they've tagged things, it's just another one of those. This is another pay to win event. Take it for what you will, participate if you want, that's up to you. Again, we do get one free draw, and here you go. It's the cost of the Eternal Orbs. You gotta do a 1-to-1 exchange ratio on the Grotto tokens for this event, because it is called the Grotto. The Sunfall Grotto. Yes, it's just another different name slapped on the same event that we've had before in the past, and that's all it is. There's the rewards, there's the percentages. If you want to get everything, you can get everything, but you have to, of course, do this little bit here, which is all the way down to 10-time draw, and that's 3,100 Eternal Orbs, basically. So you do the math in the cost and whatever else on that, and take it for what it is. Again, it's entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you. Returning events: Survivor's Bane, Alley of Blood, Clans on Deck, Trial of Hordes, the same old, same old. This is gonna be another event center coming around, because as soon as Shady Stock finishes, we always get the next event center to start rolling out, and that's what these are going to be. Scorched Sea is the generic one, which is, go here and take out these mobs, and there you go, and get this stuff over the course of like a couple days or whatever. So that's that one. Feature updates, nothing really spectacular here. The battleground thing, they're rehashing the same stuff that we already knew about and already took place about defense. And they're trying to, I don't know if they're trying to like make themselves feel better about this developer note here. This change is being made to aid the win rate of attackers, since the current system created a win rate distribution that favors defenders by a considerable amount. I can't even. I don't know, where they're starting to get this, where they're getting this in their heads, how that's rational at all, but it's whatever. It's just more disconnect. That just shows more disconnect. They don't PvP. Anyway, Reliquary bosses. This one's really odd to me. The raid bosses on normal. They brought back the rest of them that they removed. It was just poor Lasso all by himself and the thing in normal difficulty. Now they brought back the other ones that we had before. It makes no sense. It's like, well, why did you bother doing that in the first place? I don't know. But they brought them back. So we get to see our old classic, our old friends have come back around again in the normal raids. So yeah, it is what it is. I don't know if everybody will get the first time clear rewards again or not, but hey, if we do, we do. That's kind of whatever. But it's just really odd. It's just so odd. And also, along that same vein, Abyssal Verge and Erebon Castle. They keep saying, oh, we've increased the rates slightly again. Have you? Have you really? We received feedback stating how difficult it is to obtain runes and Abyssal Essence from Abyssal Verge and the castle. These changes were made to aid players in acquiring items. We will continue to monitor the rate at which players are obtaining essences, the Abyssal Essence and runes. Well, good luck with that, developers, because we continue to avoid those events like the plague, because we know they're absolute garbage. We've gone back in there hoping against hope that, like, oh, they said they increased the rates slightly, if at all that, and that's not enough to get us to go back there. Now, they did make a slight change to these as well. You can now get normal gems from them, and the way they made it sound down here is, normal gems can now be received as rewards from doing these two zones. In total, 63 unbound and 63 normal, which is the standard quo that we've had every week from Hidden Lairs, which is 126 total, can be received from these activities and Hidden Lairs each week. Now, as this sounds, it almost makes it sound like, oh, well, you can get that. It says and hidden layers, so it almost sounds like you get double the amount, which would be insanely huge, but also that much more of a grind. However, the Chinese patch notes say no, that's not how it is. That's not what it is. So let's clarify that. It's still the same amount regardless of which. Basically, pick your poison. Pick whichever one you want to do. One of the two. That's how it boils down. Let me see if I can find it. Balance. Oh, there's balance adjustments in the Chinese notes. I did not see that till just now. Okay, we might have to go over that, because they do not have that at all in global notes. Shocker. Every time. Small gem. Yes, here it is. Note, the common gems mentioned above and the common gems dropped from the secret ruins, which is hidden layers, occupy the same weekly limit. So yeah, there is no more. We're still getting the same 126 runes per week, no matter what. So I would personally still say do the hidden layers. They're guaranteed. The other ones are hit or miss, and the drop rates are still inexistent. Do the Cursed Towers for your rune runs. Forget these two events until otherwise, because it's a joke. And they say they monitor it. Well, they better be monitoring the fact that people are still not doing it, because it's still not worth it. Oh boy. Until they say like, oh, you can get a guaranteed, you can craft whichever rune you want after X amount of runs. Then that would be more interesting. They should do like they do with the set pieces in the Codex. If you run 3 dungeons, you get a guaranteed set piece in your Codex. In this case, I would say, I don't know, maybe run the Abyssal Verge 10 times or something. Granted, it's like, yeah, you get the Abyssal Essence, but then you can only craft the most generic, basic gray rune out of that, which is terrible. Terrible. That needs an adjustment. That needs to be changed. But anyway, so that's what that is, unfortunately. The Terra Essence here in the global notes, one more time, here we go. They changed this one. They changed this here, which is nice. You get 2 weeks now to do the turn in 10 Terra Essences for a guaranteed triple roll legendary eternal gear piece. So instead of 1 week, you got 2 weeks to complete it. So I guess that's kind of a win, so you don't have to feel quite so pressured, and you can kind of space it out. Or, hey, if you were pulling it off before, then, by all means, get your one a week. But still, now it will carry over, I guess, into a 2 week span. So there's that. It kind of takes the edge off. Item name display, this is a PC thing, which I don't really care, nor did I ever notice that much before. The color of loot displayed in the wilderness has been adjusted to better match appropriate rarities in the PC version of Diablo Immortal. Only on the PC version. Oh boy. I only care about legendaries and runes and contracts. Mostly runes at this point. That's all I care about dropping. Everything else is scrap and dust. So it's whatever. I don't care what color it is. I just want the stuff. I just want the runes, and I just want the legendaries and, the set pieces, obviously, but that's dungeon runs. The new Challenge Rift season, they're raising the level from 250 to 300. So that means they'll be easier come the time when they reset this on the 19th of August. So, yeah, that's the way I go about doing it. That's the way most of us go about doing it. No more, punching your fist into the pavement, trying to, bash your head against the wall to get any further. And some of those, now those levels that you got hung up on before, of course, will be probably adjusted, as they always are, to made easier. And you can kind of, get some more set blacksmithing rankings upgrade stones in when that happens. As always, this one's funny as could be as well. Demonic Remains and Charm Lock feature. Something that hasn't happened yet and is finally going to happen after over 2 years. This is something that should have happened a very long time ago. So this way you don't scrap your charms. Charms are pretty much scrap at this point anyway, but we get a lock feature on them now, so we don't accidentally scrap them, and the Demonic Remains as well. So take that for what you will. And then, of course, the bug fixes on the global patch notes is always a joke. So we're gonna go ahead and now move on to one more thing real quick here. Patch notes. Now we'll focus on the Chinese patch notes. Because I see that they had, where is it at? Balancing. Warriors got a balance adjustment. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, legendary adjustments. The cooldown time of the barbarian equipment Sparkfang. That's Spark Tusk. Okay, so here we go. It's adjusted from 9 seconds to 10.5. So they increased the cooldown time by 1.5 seconds on Spark Tusk. This spell is only effective for buff states imposed by player profession skills and normal attacks. That's very interesting. Okay, so they buffed it, or they nerfed it actually. Okay then, so be it. Let's see. The spelling of the Necromancer's legendary equipment, Mysterious Residue, is only effective for buffed states imposed by the player's profession skills or normal attacks. I'm not entirely sure which one that one is, but anyway. All right, I gotta end this here. Rambled long enough. Sorry. But anyway, stay safe out there, everybody in the real world and far as always. Take care of yourselves as best you can. One day at a time. That's all you can do. Until next time, see ya.